No, press can't call it, but they can set a narrative, and they've clearly done that. They've clearly done that. They have set a narrative, and that narrative is being executed by, big tech and everybody else. And again, that's fine. The people have to decide if they want to buy into that. But at the end of the day, the press can't, call an election. They can only report and make predictions. And then there's a long process to get to where we have to go. I'll give you guys a little bit of insight on my D-Day Cobra video for tomorrow. So basically, has anybody seen the Van Jones video that's making the rounds about what happens if the sitting president doesn't win popular vote or the electoral college?
No, I have not. He
made this video at the end of October, so right before the election. And Van Jones is on CNN. He used to be part of the Obama administration. I actually like Van Jones. I disagree with a lot of what he says, but I respect Van Jones. He's a very intelligent person, and he's very well spoken. And he basically breaks it down to point to the fact that Donald Trump, whether you hate him, whether you're happy in the streets, he's basically saying Donald Trump has 100% power to not walk away from the presidency. He has so many opportunities. If he doesn't concede, they can't get him out of office, basically, because they have the House. They have control. It goes to the states. The Republicans control the states. If Donald Trump wants to make this situation very difficult, and let's be honest, it's Donald Trump. If he wants to make the situation difficult, because he talks about a time-honored tradition from a politician that loses an election, okay? And there's this time-honored tradition that you concede. He said politics is kind of like if the game was a 9-inning game, and in baseball, if the team that was down going into the 9th, essentially how politics is that team would concede. Typically, when elections happen, it's like, okay, it doesn't look like we can win, so we're going to concede. That's a time-honored tradition that most politicians will, see. It's part of democracy. It's part of the process. It's part of bringing the nation back together, yada, 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 okay? And so he's saying if Trump – he doesn't say Trump per se. You obviously know who he's talking about. He's like, if a politician wants to make this difficult, they can. Who doesn't think Trump's not going to make this difficult, And my points in my video I'm making, because he's talking about time-honored traditions and respecting the process, yada, 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 which I completely agree. That's how it should be done. And my counterpoint to Van Jones in this video is I said, but it goes both ways. Donald Trump makes a tweet gets deleted. Donald Trump makes a tweet gets deleted. Yet I hear all the accusations about Donald Trump's a white supremacist. I don't see those getting deleted. I see Russia. I don't see that getting deleted. I see all the lies about Donald Trump being posted. None of it gets fact-checked by Twitter, yet they censor the president of the United States of America, the most powerful man in the world. They're constantly censoring him. They're constantly saying that his election is illegitimate. They're constantly trashing him. For 4 years, you have stood up there. You have called this man names. You have wished for his death. Kathy Griffin is holding a head up for the death of Donald Trump. And now, if we're in a situation where he doesn't have the popular vote and he doesn't have the electoral college, you're asking the man that you have been trashing for 4 fucking years, the most powerful man on the planet, you're asking him to respect the process. I say fuck you and your process because you've been shitting on him for 4 years. You should have realized you were trashing the most powerful man in the world for 4 fucking years. So don't ask for respect when you haven't given respect. That's the point of my video. Didn't mean to go on too big of a rant. So
no, that's I think, once the hangover from whenever this ends, and we're already starting to see some of it. Tim Pool's done a couple of videos on even Democrats have been screaming and yelling about this process because there is a great divide in that party. And listen, I'll say it here. Because I'm a Geeks and Gamers, I've always been an independent. I've been very critical of both parties for a very long time. I am an anti-establishment dude. I am an ex-punk rocker. I don't like. Never been a big fan of the cops, but I like respecting the law, and I've never been a big fan of anything government. Period. I want them out of my life in every way, shape, or form, as much as humanly possible, forever. And I think that's why I love Eric
winning
July.
Ivan right now. You're winning Ivan right now.
But this is like, and there have been times where Republicans acted like complete asses, okay, asses, and but it hasn't been them lately, to be honest with you. And that's the way I've seen it as somebody who's not didn't like it at all. Listen, I love this country. I could be one of those people who say I got chewed up and spit out, but no, like my mistakes were my mistakes. They cost me dearly, and I learned from them. I grew up, and this country provided me another opportunity despite how bad I fucked up. And it was bad. And I was able to start a family, buy a fucking house, do shit I didn't even dream of when I was a kid. I didn't think I would live past 40 the way I was living my life. And it's because of this country. So that shit I believe in. I believe in the people. I believe in the system. It's not perfect. It's not pretty. And it allowed me to do something that I don't think I could have done too many other places. So I can't say that because I haven't lived there, but I'll say where I've been, I'm grateful for it. And I want to keep that rolling. And I see people out there wanting to tear that down completely. So as somebody who hasn't been the biggest fan of the system my entire life, I recognize there's something much, much worse coming down the road that a lot of people rooted on with the rioting and the looting. I'm sorry, peaceful protesting. My bad.
Fiery, but mostly peaceful.
That have cost a lot of small business owners, which is the heart and soul of this country. Fuck the corporations. It's the small business owners who are getting screwed left and right. And listen, the 3 years before the coup, it's the best economy I've ever seen, least taxes I've ever paid. I was able to, my wife's business was able to flourish. My business was able to flourish, and it's gone. And I just think right now the direction we're going, I don't think the economy is going to bounce back the way I thought it would. Yeah, we saw it bounce back from something that was pretty bad. It wasn't a recession, but it was a malaise that we saw in the economy, and people were just down. The working man and woman were down, and they people were fired up, and we saw everyone get lifted up for a little while, and that was great to see. It was.
Yep. Absolutely. Well said, brother. Well said. Now this right here, these two back-to-back comments, this is YouTube to a T. Okay. This is what it's like to be a YouTuber, okay? Phil TMT. Happy to see Jeremy leading a live stream again on this channel. I agree. Guess what the next comment is? Did not get a notification for this. That's the YouTube live.
What did I just text you? Your last two videos on two channels. Who I am subscribed to D-Day Cobra, to Park Hoppin', to Sports Wars, to Geeks and Gamers. I did not get notifications. I just answered 3 emails Friday Night Tights, no notifications. So yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for finding us, everyone. I mean, I know you have to look, and we really appreciate it. We do.
Yes, absolutely. What you got, Ivan?
It's interesting, pretty much, because here we have a little panel in which we see each other as humans, despite the fact, again, and I will say it until the day I die, Jeremy and I do not see eye to eye at all on our political views, at all. Much like a lot of people that grew up with not necessarily the best conditions, I also found myself very rebellious, to say. I always found inspiration in the little person that rebelled against the big government. You know, seeing V for Vendetta was like, yes, bring down the man. And when I came to this country, I learned really what it was to be an adult, where things were not handed to you, where things were difficult to get. And I never really blamed it on the political landscape. I was immature to believe that was going to ever affect my life. But then as years went by, I realized that despite whoever's sitting in office, you will have to fight for your life. And the people that are going to be around you are going to be the most critical, period. And then, moving forward to now this political climate, I find myself extremely grateful that one of my friends is a Trump supporter, which is Jeremy. And even you, Garrett, that we've never really spoken privately or anything. I found out about your situation and with your wife's hair salon, and I messaged you that if you needed anything on Facebook, if you ever needed anything in Georgia when you were moving, that I was going to be there for you. And I think the division that the country is facing is it's unprecedented in a way, because now we're getting used to not seeing people as people. We're seeing people as the other side. I don't honestly care if Trump is necessarily the president, or Biden is, or Obama, or whoever the next one is going to be, which probably is going to be either The Rock or Kanye West, at the rate that we're going. As long as we can still see each other as who we really are, that's the only way we can grow. Because trust me, the side of relief is not going to come from the elected president. It's not going to come from the new Senate or the new Republic or whatever it is. It's going to come from knowing that you're being seen. You're being seen as a human being that has a family to feed, has a business to grow, and the infighting, the insults, the pushing away, the alienating. I received that when I moved to this country, and I've gotten it even back home. And I can tell you, it's never going to do any good to fight with the violence or the insults that you complain about.
Yep. It's well said. And I think that's essentially, again, we got to stop hoping that everybody agrees with us, because they're not. It's not going to happen. It's never going to happen. People are going to disagree with you. They're going to see a different view of the world. They've had a different path. That is life. And you will never, ever, ever have a situation where that will change. And if you're just bullying people, and I use that term kind of loosely, because I really don't like that it's said, bullying on the internet, because at the end of the day, mute, block, whatever it takes, or just don't get on the internet. But when I'm talking about the mob mentality of just this person's not thinking like me. And again, I don't mind if you have a different opinion than me. I just mind that you are trying to, make me into a villain because I don't agree with you. But yeah, at the end of the day, that's why we got Geeks and Gamers. That's why we've got, our little corner of the internet. And it doesn't really matter what you guys say about us. And I don't mean everyone here, just the generally speaking crowd out there that likes to say all these things, blanket statements that used to mean something. It used to mean something when you called someone a racist. It used to mean something when you called someone a sexist. Now it basically means they didn't like The Last Jedi. That's essentially what it means at this point.
Wait, you didn't like The Last Jedi?
I liked your version of it.
Okay, that's the good
answer.
answer.
You like that. You like that.
Now, hold on. Hey, Roberto, call off the attack. Answer right.
That's what we do right there. We just bullshit with each other. So it's just what we do.